Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you all again. Welcome to Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and Mead Public Library's ukulele classes. I'm Lil Rev, and it's a pleasure to be with all of you tonight. Tonight's class is going to begin with a reading from Ukulele Nation. This is a collection of spoken word related ukulele themed poetry, and I'm going to begin with a reading for all of you tonight, just as a fun little introduction here. And this is called The Blessing of Four Humble Strings. There is faith in one another as we teach our kids to trust. There is the art of acceptance as we bestow our love. There's finding holy sparks in mundane, ordinary things. There's a little box of joy and four humble strings. There's the job of teaching gratitude for all that we might have. There's a happy song we're a-singing about honoring mom and dad. There is learning to lose our fear and walk with strength and grace. Though the greatest blessing to behold is seeing my little girl take her ukulele every place. And so you have that joy too, and you have the ukulele bug has bitten you. And so welcome tonight to yet another ukulele class. And we call ourselves Ukaholics because we can't get enough. And tonight's class is a real exciting class. There's really two components to this thread. One is for beginners and intermediates. I'm going to be teaching about how to add boogie notes to your strumming. This is often a game changer for the basic down-up strummer. And what this can add is just a real sense of fun to your strumming of rock and roll, blues, boogie-woogie, western swing, and a lot of other different styles. So on the one hand, strumming with added boogie notes is going to be a component that everybody's going to get something out of if they're not already doing this. Another side to tonight's class is repertoire in terms of some cool blues and boogie-woogie songs. And then a third part of this component tonight is for you melody readers. And those of you who read tablature or notation will be attempting to learn how to play the boogie-woogie in C and in F. Now I want to point out a couple of things before we get going. First of which is that there are a wide variety of videos to supplement tonight's class already on YouTube. Mead Library archives my classes on their YouTube channel, so you can always follow up there. If you don't have the music tonight, please always remember this, the same story every time. If you go to lilrev.com, scroll down and click on Sheboygan U Club, that'll take you to our Google Drive where we post the class material, and where it will usually remain up for 1 to 2 weeks before it's taken down. Okay, it does not remain up there indefinitely. The material is for those who take the class, and it's not meant to be floating around on the internet for indefinitely. However, the videos will always be there. Okay, so I just wanted to make that clear to everybody. And awfully grateful for all of you joining me tonight, as always. Okay, so let me give you a little taste just to get started of what we're going to be looking at tonight, an overview, if you will. As a former grade school music teacher and college lecturer, it's important for me to know that you understand the curriculum at hand. And so we've got two keys we're going to look at this hour, C and F. And so the first thing we'll do is learn how to add boogie notes, because it's the most practical thing that I can teach you that will stay with you for your whole life. And it's often a game changer. Most of us strum like this using one finger, the squirt gun shape, down, up, down, up, down, up, over the fretboard. That's the preferred manner of strumming, okay? And when we do that, we go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? When we learn how to add boogie notes, we go from strumming like this to our rock and roll songs like Mustang Sally, Roll Over Beethoven, any Beatles song, to them sounding like this. Okay, I'm adding one boogie note. When this becomes something that is a little more, advanced, you can add two boogie notes and you can move this all over the neck. Okay, so this is something that continues to get more and more advanced. All right, later on in the program, you'll hear me talk about my buddy Stu Fuchs and just watch guys like Stu and myself as we play these patterns up and down the neck. Okay. So a strumming pattern adding boogie notes is one element of it. That was in C and F. And across every chord, we could play these. And so what am I doing? That's the question you all are waiting for. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Let's survey a variety of chords, and I'll show you where and how to add the boogie notes. Now, if you have the material printed out, I would like you to look at the page that says A Guide to Blues Chord Progressions from my good buddy Kurt Scheller's book. And I dropped in there a little page that says Adding Boogie Notes to Chords. All right. So I'll pull out the page that says A Guide to Blues Chord Progressions for Ukulele. And then it also has written Adding Boogie Notes to the Chords. All right. So we're going to look at the F chord to start. All right. So we make an F chord. And if you look at the little grid there, you'll see that I've added an extra dot. And it would almost make that chord look like a D minor. So if I make an F chord, and then I add my ring finger to the second fret of the C string, and I lift on and off, that's going to give me the boogie note, that's a D note. So anytime I'm playing an F, and I'm playing rock and roll or blues, this is the game changer. You go from strumming like this, deep down Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way up among the woods, among the evergreen, to it sounding like real rock and roll. Down Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way up among the woods, among the evergreen. Okay, so you hear the difference? So what's happening there? Let's start with the F chord. Make the F chord, lift your ring finger on and off of the second fret of the C string. That's a D note. Try it with me, and you're doing it on 2 and 4, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 On 2 and 4, your fingers touching the second fret of the C string. Okay? And I have that written out for you in the grid. That's under the page that says Adding Boogie Notes to Your Chords. Okay? Can you hear it? Can you feel it? So on 2 and 4, watch that finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? All right? Now your typical rock strum that goes along with this would be going, emphasizing the 2 and the 4 of those beats. Now let's be honest. We who play in ukulele clubs across America, we do a lot of rock and roll songs. But all too often we just strum them like this, and we don't add that flavor to it. So this is going to go a long way in helping you sound a little more authentic. It's a lot more fun to strum this way. So if you're in the key of F, you're probably going to have a B flat chord too. So let's look at the B flat shape. Everyone make a B flat. It's written on the chart there. If you have the music in front of you, make a B flat. Now look at my pinky. I'm lifting it on and off of the 3rd fret of the E string. This is a G note. Okay? All right, don't stretch up there. while that will work, this is what we're going for, the third fret of the E string while making a B flat chord. Okay, so here we go. Try that with me, okay? Remember, emphasize the 2 and the 4. When your finger touches the fretboard, it's going to be on 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. See that little pinky going down on 2 and 4? 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, good. So again, if you're an F and you're playing a 12-bar blues, which is standard rock and blues progression, you've got an F, you've got a B flat, and you probably have a C or a C7 chord. Okay, this is what we call 1-4-5. Right? It's what to expect, and it's a lot like the progression written on this very page. Okay, so in a moment we're going to play that chord progression on the page written, A Guide to Blues Chord Progressions of Ukulele, in our tonight's handout. Okay, let's look at C. All right, how to add a boogie note over the C chord. All right, so if we place our ring finger on the third fret of the A string, that will allow us to reach over with the first finger or the second finger, okay? And we're going to play the second fret of the G string. That's an A note. And that's how we add a boogie note anytime we're on a C chord, whether we're in the key of C or in the key of F. Okay, so watch. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Slow it down for you. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 1 and 2 and 3 and good. That's it. Okay. Now every chord that you add a boogie note to can be spiced up even more. But I'm not going to go there tonight. I'm keeping it very simple. Perhaps that's another class. Okay. I'll talk later in the class how you can learn more about these things. Again, by watching my videos or Stu's videos or working in Stu's book as well. Okay. So now that we have F, B flat, and C, and by the way, that C you can play anytime there's a C7th too. So you can play that C chord like that, whether you're playing a C or a C7th. Okay. So let's take a look perhaps at a song. Let's look at one of these songs and try to apply this to one of the songs in tonight's packet. All right. So given that we're in the key of F, let's look at the song Jug Band Music. All right. Now, if you don't have the music, you can go to the Google Drive and print it out. There's still time. All right. Or you can just play along. This next song is F, B flat, or B flat 7th as I have written, but either B flat or B flat 7th work. Okay. And then you have C or C7th. Okay. So let's take that music out and let's look at that. I'm pulling out mine here. All right. And this is a song, goes back to the early 20s and sung by a lot of people, Jim Kweskin, Jug Band. Okay. So here's how it's going to sound now. Anytime you see an F, you've got to think, okay, what is the boogie note that I'm going to add? Well, for an F chord, the boogie note is the second fret of the C string. Can you remember that? Good. Now, when you go to the B flat or B flat 7th as it's written, you can either strum that B flat 7th or you can play a B flat chord with your finger dropping down onto the third fret of the E string. Okay, are you following me? Good. And lastly, when you see a C7, you can either strum C7 or play the C chord with the added boogie note. And that'll make it sound a little more bluesy, a little more rock-esque, okay? If you only do one thing, okay, because this is based on where you all, each are at. Some of you will play the boogie notes across all three chords. Others will just play it only on the F chord. So bare minimum, when you see an F chord, go like this. Second fret of the C string, on and off on the 2 and the 4, okay? Here we go. You ready? Now it's time to try with the song. Here we go, everybody. All right? 2, 3, 4. Way down south from Memphis, Tennessee, jug band music sounds so good to me. It sounds so sweet. Oh, it's hard to beat. F chord. Just give me jug band music. Certainly was a treat to me. Took off my socks, took off my shoes. I danced all night to those jug band blues. It sounds so sweet. B flat. Ah, it's hard to beat. F chord. Oh, give me jug band music. Certainly was a treat to me. To my home, put on my radio. Jug band music made me drop down low. It sounds so sweet. Say it now. Ah, it's hard to beat. You're doing good. Give me jug band music. Certainly was a treat to me. I was with my gal and she was on my knee. She said, you can't play the jug, you can't play with me. Oh, sounds so sweet. Oh, it's hard to beat. Say it with me now. Oh, give me jug band music. Certainly was a treat to me. All right, one more little review in case some of you are feeling lost. We're strumming the song Jug Band Music in tonight's packet. We're adding boogie notes to the chords, okay? And I'm lifting my finger on and off of the second fret of the C string, which is a D note, while playing an F chord. And that gives me a rock and blues strum. You can follow up later by looking on YouTube and typing in Lil Rev rock and blues strum or boogie. And all this stuff will come up for you on YouTube. Okay? Here we go. Remember when you get to the B flat, add that pinky to the third fret of the E string. That's a G note. And when you get to the C or C7th, you can add the second fret of the G string. Okay? Here we go. One more time around now. You got it. It's getting better. Way down south of Memphis, Tennessee, jug band music sounds so good to me. Well, it sounds so sweet. Oh, it's hard to beat. Oh, give me jug band music. Certainly was a treat to me. All right. I took off my socks. I took off my shoes. I danced all night to the jug band blues. It sounds so sweet. Oh, it's hard to beat. Oh, give me jug band music. Certainly was a treat to me. I went back home, put on my radio. Jug band music made me drop down low. Sounds so sweet. Ah, it's hard to beat. Oh, give me jug band music. Certainly was a treat to me. I was with my gal, now she was on my knee. She said, you can't play the jug, you can't play with me. sounds so sweet. Ah, it's hard to beat. Oh, give me jug band music. It certainly was a treat to me. Now, a little bit later on in the class, I'm going to be teaching the boogie-woogie. And whether you play boogie-woogie slow or fast, it goes with these 12-bar blues type progressions. And they would sound like this. So if everybody stops strumming for a minute, just listen. I'll show you what's going to be coming up in a little bit. That would work with a song like this. That could be played as a solo or as an accompaniment, okay? And that's in your packet tonight. We're going to get to that, okay? Good job on that first song, everybody. Good job. All right, let's try it out on another song because this doesn't seem real until we're actually playing it with something, okay? So, again, looking at the sheet that says A Guide to Blues Chord Progressions for Ukulele, okay, and this is a great book from my friend Kurt Scheller. I urge you to look him up online. He's got a learningukulele.com. This is a great, fabulous resource, and Kurt and I often share curriculum with each other, just like Stu and I and others. And so I've added the boogie notes to this page. We're going to try another song in the key of F, just to solidify that you know your boogie notes now in the key of F. And now anytime you do a song in the key of F from your daily ukulele, from your club songbook, you'll remember that you can do those boogie strum, add those boogie notes and add it to your strum, and it sounds a lot more authentic, okay? Let me give you a couple of examples, because this could be anything, really. Jerry Lee Lewis, right? Remember him, Great Balls of Fire? Piano player, right? So if nobody showed you anything, you might go like this. Come on over, baby, whole lot of shaking going on. And you just should strum down up, right? Watch what happens when you add that C boogie note. Come on over, baby, whole lot of shaking going on. Come on over, baby, really got the bull by the horn. We ain't fake. Whole lot of shaking going on. See how much better that sounds when you add those boogie notes? I mean, it just makes everything come alive, okay? Another lesson down the line would be to take movable chord forms and show you how once you take a form like your B flat and you know what the chords are as they move up the neck, you can pretty much play this all the way up the neck, right? I can go B flat, I can go C, I go D. Spatially, it's the same thing. It's just that the chord's name change. E, F, and that's the same thing with a movable G. Okay? Some of you now, that's making you a little crazy in the head because you're like, whoa, I don't know my movable chords up the neck. What's he doing? I'm just trying to show you how once you learn something one way, and if it's using a movable chord form, you get the most bang for the buck. It's the most economical way to use boogie notes versus playing them with open chord forms, okay? So this is a lesson that you can grow into as you get better with playing movable chord forms up the neck. There's always more. There's always ways to make it more fancy, okay? And I love that about all of you because we as a community of ukulele players are open-minded, and we are a diverse group of people who love to learn, and we're challenging ourselves at all phases of our life. Okay, that's why you're here tonight, and you're not just sitting home watching TV. You're learning something. So I give you a pat on the back. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, so let's look at the Bourgeois Blues. And this is a song that's been a favorite of mine from Leadbelly. I have a whole class on Lead Belly's music that I offer when I'm out on the road, but I'm obviously not out on the road, am I? No. And so Bourgeois Blues was one of Lead Belly's songs about how he faced discrimination. Now I've changed the words a little bit in the handout, but you can go back and listen to the original and hear how he sang it. So I sweetened it up a little bit, but I'd encourage you to listen to the way that Lead Belly originally did it. And this was one way that he could fight back against discrimination and oppression. And long before the civil rights movement and Martin Luther King, there were people like Lead Belly and Josh White and Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee writing these sort of songs, blues songs. All right. So the Bourgeois Blues. All right. We got F, we got B flat. There's an F seventh. If you want to throw it in there, you can. You don't have to. You've got C7. Now remember, when you get to that C7th, you can either play the C7th strumming or you can play the C chord with the added boogie note. Okay? Is everybody ready? Try this. You can do this now. Okay? Lead Belly was a king of boogie-woogie. When we get done, I'll play the boogie-woogie in F again, and I'll show you how this would have sounded with boogie-woogie. Okay? So here we go. Looky here, people, listen to me. We're trying to buy a home in Washington, D.C. Well, it's bourgeois town. Oh, it's a bourgeois town. I got the bourgeois blues. Spread the news all around. Me and Martha was standing upstairs. Heard the old man say, I don't want your kind up there when it's a bourgeois town. Oh, it's a bourgeois town. I got the bourgeois blues. Spread the news all around. Now, if you don't know the name Lead Belly, he gave us Goodnight Irene. He gave us the Rock Island Line. He gave us Kisses Sweeter Than Wine. He gave us Where Did You Sleep Last Night or In the Pines, right? And on it goes, right? Songs that everybody else made famous. The Midnight Special, Creedence Clearwater Revival. That came from Lead Belly too. Some folks in Washington, they know how. Throw a poor man a nickel just to see him bow. Well, it's a bourgeois town. Say it with me. Oh, it's a bourgeois town. I got the bourgeois blues. Spread the news all around. Oh, yeah, I got a lot of veterans in my family. My Uncle Joe used to like to hear me sing this verse right here. World War II veteran. Home of the brave, land of the free. Don't want to be mistreated by no bourgeoisie. Well, it's a bourgeois town. Oh, it's a bourgeois town. Say it with me. I got the bourgeois blues. Spread the news all around. Okay? Now remember, my friends, those fingers on the boogie notes are always coming down on the 2 and the 4, okay? Remember? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 1 and 2. Okay, so I want you to feel that. That's why when you go to a rock and roll concert, they're always going like that, right? They'll stand on the edge of the stage with their guitars and basses and go down on the 2 and down on the 4. That's what you're seeing, and that's what you're feeling with the bass and the drums in there too, okay? But this is, I say rock and blues interchangeably because the blues had a baby and they called it rock and roll, okay? And so that's why you get all this stuff. Same thing with rockabilly as well. Hey, are you having fun tonight? How you liking learning about adding boogie notes and boogie-woogie to your music? Let me know where you're coming from. Let's make sure we give a shout out to Mead for sponsoring these as always. We groove on the fact that you let us know where you're studying with us from. And I'm sending you a big virtual hug because we can't do that in person right now. And thank you all for joining tonight. It's most appreciated. Springfield, Illinois, Winnipeg, Canada, Irving, California, Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin, Kansas City, Jacks Beach, Florida. Welcome back again. Ludington, Michigan. Good to have you with us. Just some of the places that folks are tuning in tonight with our 70, 80 people joining us this evening. So, all right, now let's go on. Okay, let's look at the key of C. So we just did a few songs in the key of F. Now let's look at the key of C. All right. Once you learn a boogie note, anytime you're playing in that key, you have that to lean back on to just get that nice sound going with. All right. So in the key of C, all right, we'll put one finger down on the third fret of the C, of the E, blah blah blah, of the A string. There we go. Lil Rev, can you talk? Okay. Third fret of the A string, and I'm going to use my ring finger. I'm going to take my first finger and lift it on and off of the G string, second fret. That's your C boogie note, okay? Again on the 2 and the 4. Come on, try it at home. Doesn't matter if we're in sync. I can't hear what you're doing right now, you know. I wish I could. I could give you correction, or I could give you applause and say you're doing it great. So that's your C chord. You already know your F chord now because you did it on those other songs. That's on and off of the second fret of the C string while making an F chord. Look, if you didn't already know this is like a game changer because it really brings these songs to life. One note changes everything for these songs, okay? And if we're going to be in the key of C, we're almost always going to have a G or a G7th on a 12-bar blues. So if you see G7th, you can play a G and it's fine. This is the hardest one to add a boogie note to, all right? And any chord you play, you can add a boogie note to. So I make a G chord, I take my pinky, and I lift it on and off of the 4th fret of the C string. That's an E note, okay? I take my pinky and I lift it on and off of the 4th fret of the C string. Can you do it? Okay? If you can't do that and you're in the key of C, then just do it on the C chord or the C and the F chord and skip the G chord for now. All right? So let's see. What song do we want to play here? Let's give a whirl to, we already did Bourgeois Blues and we already did jug band music. So let's see. Let's look at Red Cross Store and My Gal is Red Hot. We're going to do those tonight. Okay? When we get done with these two, then we'll talk about playing Boogie-Woogie. Actual boom, 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 boom. Okay? We'll add a little bit of that in there tonight. And that sounds good on any instrument. Yeah. Coming up Wednesday, my harmonica concert, Facebook Live, Mark Robinson, Lil Rev. Yes, that was just a ruthless, shameless bitch. You got it. But hey, I don't have the money for big billboards. All I've got is you. So, and word of mouth, the most powerful form of advertising. All right, here we go. So key of C. Now you know where to put your fingers. And remember, I wrote this down. I circled the notes that are the boogie notes on the page that says A Guide to Blues Chord Progressions. All right. So that will remind you where to do this. I have videos on YouTube. Type in Rock and Blues Strum or Boogie-Woogie, and these will pop up. There's a great article that I wrote about Lead Belly that is free to read, along with other lesson plan with it by Ukulele Magazine. I encourage you to check that out as well, okay? All right, here we go now. All right, so we're going to do the Red Cross Store Blues by Lead Belly. All right, you all with me? Here we go. I'm just going to vamp on that C chord for a little bit till everybody's strumming along with me. Now, Lead Belly was a real shouter, a hollerer. So here we go. I might have to shorten phrases a little bit here and there. I can't sing like Lead Belly did. I told her no. You know I don't want to go to the F chord. I told her no. You know that I don't want to go. Now to the G chord. Yes, and I ain't going. F. Down to no Red Cross Stone. Let's do that again, that same verse. Now make note, at the end of every verse when you see CH, it goes back to the bolded section in parentheses. Okay? Here we go. I told them no. You know I don't want to go to the F chord. I told her no. You know I don't want to go. Yes, and I ain't going down to no Red Cross Stone. She said, now, Daddy, I want to talk with you for a while. Ain't you going down there fight for your wife and child? I told them no. Sing it with me. You know I don't want to go. Come on, say it. Yes, and I ain't going down to no Red Cross Stone. Even my wife is singing in the kitchen. You just can't see her. Come down here, shook my hand. Won't you go down there, fight for me like a man? I told them no. Come on, everybody. You know that I don't want to go. Say it. Yes, and I ain't going down to no Red Cross Stone. Are you adding your boogie notes? Bare minimum is on the C chord now. Remember, on the 2 and the 4, okay? Let me count it out for you again, in case you forgot. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 See how the finger goes down on the 2 and the 4? Okay. All right, let's do another verse. Here we go. She said the Red Cross people, they treat you mighty fine, mixing it all up with whiskey and wine. I told them no. You know that I don't want to go. Say it. Yes, and I ain't going down to no Red Cross Stone. I'm going to jump down to the end there. Just because this song goes on a long time, we got a lot to do in the next 20 minutes. Okay? Let's do the one about she come down here, fell down on my knees. On her knees. She come down here, fell down on her knees. Won't you go get me some of that butter and cheese? I told them no. Shout it out. I don't want to go. Come on, sing it. Yes, and I ain't going down to no Red Cross Stone. Let's tag that last line. In Bloomington, Indiana. I ain't going down to no Red Cross Stone. Come on, all my friends in Chicago. You got the blues. I ain't going down to no Red Cross Stone. Oh, how about my friends from Sweden via Kenosha? Yes, and I ain't going down to no Red Cross Stone. And lastly, Seattle, Washington, and Arizona. Yes, and I ain't going down to no Red Cross. So remember, adding boogie notes could be any song you choose, okay? And every key you can do it in. Tonight, I'm not showing you like the key of A or the key of E and all these other chords, but they're all available to have boogie notes added to them, okay? I could go an A, adding my finger to the second fret of the E string, right? I could go, you ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Now, what if I didn't do that? What would it sound like? You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Hear the difference? It's just not the same. It doesn't sound as good. Okay, so when I learned this was a real game changer. When I learned how to do this, it was like everything sounded better. Step 1, learn how to strum well, just down, up, down, up. Step 2, start learning how to vary that strum a little bit. Okay, but this can really be any rock or blues song. It really doesn't matter. Okay, all right. Now there's another song in the packet that is called Red Hot, and this is a rockabilly song. And I just want to do a tiny bit of this with you. I'm not going to do the whole song because I want to work on some melody playing now for a little bit. And I just want you to see that when the songs get faster, like rock and roll tempo, then this becomes even more important. Okay? So, what you can do is you could sit at home, and if you're not comfortable with a down, up, down, up, down, up strum yet, then just mute the strings and just practice a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Start it out slow, as I tell all my students, then speed it up a la Little Train That Could, right? So you'd go. And that'll train you to be able to play more at a rock and roll tempo, because a lot of my students can't make their hand go that fast. So you got to build up to it, all right? But you can still strum down, up, and count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Let's start it out slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And on the 2 and the 4, hit it a little bit harder. That'll help you learn to feel it more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 1 and then come back and add the boogie notes. And it becomes much easier because you put in the time, the preliminary stuff. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 Okay? So you have that kind of stuff helping you out a little bit more. Okay? So let's look at My Gal's Red Hot. This is a great favorite for the rockabilly generation. And instead of going real slow like we did, or medium tempo like, a Bourgeois Blues and some of that, this one's a rocker. So this would be like a whole lot of shaking going on. It'd be like Johnny Be Good, a Maybelline, that kind of stuff, right? It could be, that kind of fast, right? So here we go. Take your C chord. Remember, your boogie note is on the second fret of the G string, lifting on and off. Remember, when you see an F chord there, or an F7th, you're just going to play an F chord with the added boogie note in there. All right, lifting on and off of the second fret of the C string. Now remember, let me reach over and grab the music that I gave out in the packet. Okay, this is what it looks like, and you see these grids here as the grids that I have on the bottom right in here. Okay, I circled what the boogie notes are. All right, and I'm big into helping the ukulele players that are my friends. And Kurt Scheller's one of them. So he's got a lot of really wonderful books at learningukulele.com. Okay, so look into that. That's blues chord progressions. And so that's one resource for you. Another resource would be, let me find this here. Hang on one second here. If you go to YouTube, you'll find Stu Fuchs on Ukulele Zen. Okay, so I just want to show you this. This is another great book that's applicable to what we're doing tonight. Okay, and this is Stu's Rockabilly for Uke or Ukabilly. And there's a lot of really wonderful lessons. He posted a lot of videos that supplement this kind of teaching material. Okay, so check that out. YouTube Ukulele Zen. Stu is a great teacher, and he offers a lot for for your time. Okay, so let's get back to Red Hot now. All right, now I'm going to go a little bit faster. Here we go. My gal is red hot, your gal ain't doodly squat. My gal is red hot, your gal ain't doodly squat. Ain't got some money, sure has got a lot. Ain't the kind of gal out to lounge around, spreading my business all over town. My gal is red hot, your gal ain't doodly squat. Ain't got no money, sure has got a lot. Billy go bump in the bumblebee's nest, ever since then he ain't had no rest. My gal is red hot, your gal ain't doodly squat. Ain't got no money, sure has got a lot. Yes, I know I passed the verse. I'm trying to conserve some time here. Okay, so my goal is to just show you how to add that boogie strum at a little faster tempo. Okay, now the fun part is now for all you melody players. All right, so if you're a melody player, I'm presuming you know how to read tablature, and I want you to look at this page right here. Okay, that's the 12-bar boogie in the key of C from my good pal Norm Ruplin up near Dundas, Canada. Leads the string along ukulele group, and I'm going to teach you an open position boogie-woogie in C. Okay, so we're going to look at this now. Remember, you can go back to the video to practice this. All right, so this is the kind of instrumental part that would work alongside of Red Hot. Okay, so if everybody else is strumming and you're a melody player, then you could be the one doing bum 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 underneath. Or if someone said, "Take it, Bill," you could start playing this. Okay, it's really quite nice and it's a lot of fun. So another idea is right now, take out your smartphones. If you don't want to have to scroll back to this passage, but you want to learn the melody, take out your smartphones right now and get ready to record me. Because I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over the boogie patterns. I'm just presuming that there's a small percentage of melody players out there amongst the 80 people joining us tonight who will want to learn this and add this. You beginners, what's your place in this? To strive to learn melody, one, at a later date, or to strum the chords with the boogie notes while others are playing the melody. That would be your role in this, really. Should you work this out? And boogie sounds great. Everybody loves it. Okay? Consider it top 10 nursing home material. Take it from the king of the nursing home circuit. All right? So here's how it sounds now. And thank you, Norman Ruplin, again, for your tab, letting us use your tab. Okay? Okay, so that'd be one time through, but it would keep going round and round and round again. So again, if you didn't do it yet, take out your smartphone. You can record me playing this and then go back and use the tab or the notation to learn this And this works with any 12-bar blues in the key of C, which thousands of songs are based off of. Okay, thousands of rock and roll songs are based off of this chord progression right here. It's apple pie, baby. It's baseball. Okay, all right. It's cranberries with your turkey on Thanksgiving. Right? You got to know this. You got to know how to play the boogie-woogie. All right. It's Bing Crosby singing "I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas." All right. That's how American this is. You got to know this. All right. So here it is one more time for those of you who want to play along. All right, or record me doing it. All right, here we go. All right. Later on down the line, you want to learn how to play that a little bit faster. All right, you want to be able to play that. So don't forget, as you practice, turn up the metronome or tap your feet a little faster or get the accompanist in your life to say, let's try it a little faster now. And everyone else would be going while you're doing the boogie-woogie melody. And then you go to the F chord. And then you go back to the C chord, 12-bar blues, G7 or G, and back to C. And that's a standard 12-bar blues. Okay? So that's how that works now. Now, I put a variation in your packet tonight. And that variation looks like this. And this is from my Lead Belly article. All right? And so that one is written in the key of C, and it says figure 4A on it. All right? Just do a Google search, Lil Rev, Lead Belly, and that music is right there with that article put out by Ukulele Magazine. Support Ukulele Magazine. Okay? Look, like I said, I'm big on supporting the people that make all this stuff happen. And String Letter Press and Ukulele Magazine are an important part of that. Magazines are going the virtual route now, but they still print a hard copy magazine. And if you want a ukulele magazine, consider supporting that, okay? And so I consider these resources. That's why I promote them, all right? Not because I'm trying to sell you every time we get together. I just want to broaden your horizons, and you can learn a lot from these resources, okay? So one other thing now we're going to do is, let's see here. I want to show you one more thing. I have the Boogie-Woogie in F available in my packet tonight. Again, we're only going to keep these up for, a week or two, and then we take them down, okay? Got to make room for other stuff. So if you took the class, grab them while you can, all right? My YouTube videos on how to play Boogie-Woogie are these two arrangements. So if you look up Lil Rev Boogie-Woogie, you will find them on YouTube, and I'm playing it in F and I'm playing it in C. All right. So I'll play a little bit of this for you in F. So if you want to record it, you've got it on your phone if you're taking my advice tonight. And then I'm going to follow up with some talk about what the next class is. There's no classes Thursday. Okay. It's just a break for me. And but we'll resume next Monday. Okay. So here we go. All right. So this would go with 4B example in your handout tonight. I hope everybody really enjoyed this. Please stay with me, okay? I got some important things to share with you. All right, so here we go. Lead Belly was a 12-string guitar player. Had he played ukulele, it might have sounded like this. Should I slow it down a little bit? Another fun thing is to rest the side of your hand on the bridge and mute it too. rock and roll guitarists aren't the only one that do all this cool, technique stuff. Ukulele players can do the same thing. All right. So the uke's got that kind of coolness too. And if you plug in, then you got rock and roll and blues right at your fingertips, right? So. Okay, so there's a little bit of impromptu rhythmic fun and a little vague approximation of Johnny B. Good. Okay, enough goofing around. You all can do the same. Just work on it, and hope everybody had a good evening tonight. Again, check out Ukulele Zen on YouTube. Stu Fuchs, Ukulele Zen. My friend Kurt Scheller, learningukulele.com. My own website, lilrev.com. And we all are taking care of one another here. All right. So thank you for joining in. No classes Thursday. Wednesday night is my harmonica concert at Facebook Live, Mark Revinson and Lil Rev. I'll be playing an hour of harmonica, solo, guitar, ukulele accompanied in the rack, all kinds of stuff, talking about my influences. And that continues my Wednesday night concert series for Facebook Live. If you like blues, boogie-woogie, and adding boogie notes, strums, my Happiest Way to Be Sad's got a lot of that in there. My newest record, Sing Song Daddy, is a download or a physical CD. And Drop Baby Drop, Jug Band Blues, Old Time, Novelty, and all kind of cool stuff on there. Has a lot of that kind of music on there for ukulele. I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to share with you, only other than to say thank you, Mead, for continuing to bring us all together in all of our diversity and splendor. Thank you so much. And be well. Love you like a ukulele.